How long the set do you want to? I will probably half an hour, and then we can sit down and chop it up.
How about 40 minutes?
40?
Yeah. Cause I got I make long records.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them a chance to finish. I play like 4 or 5 down. That's to take this one. Okay.
a feeling. Never been like it, that feeling. And it comes over, yeah.
Yeah.
So smooth, and precious over me. Like a calm, cool breeze. I feel that feeling. I feel oh, that feeling. That one thing but I won't let go when I have no control. When I'm ready to give you my everything. When I feel the love that I never seen coming, oh yeah, that feeling. One feeling, what you do is what you do to me. You make me believe. Oh, I'm ready to receive. All you wanna give to me, come on. In that state of mind. See, I got that feeling. Something's taking over me. Your smile, your eyes, your style, your face, the presence of you, your grace. You made me a believer. I think right about now I believe in all you gave me. I was feeling that feeling I've been needing. I've been wanting to come here in my life. Oh, I don't have to think twice. Oh yeah, it's all about you. You and me right about now. I'm gonna give my all. I wanna fall. So deeply in love with you. So deeply in love with you. Oh, so deeply in love with you because you just gave me that feeling, a feeling that had been such a feeling. Could this be love? Could this be love? All I've been waiting for. So deeply in love with you.
If the Vince House show with some
want you to be alright. Alright, yeah, that feeling. See that feeling. Oh, please take me over me. Your smile, your eyes, your style, your face, the love of you, your face. Maybe with my image and in my likeness, fill your heart with love and with kindness. Form you with beauty, molded with splendor. There's no one like her, none quite like her. More than this body, more than your being, magnificence in your meaning. Eyes of him that will find her. There is so much treasure. Yes, you are my girl. Oh, hey. In your heart, the light of day, in your soul, melody and praise. In your voice, there is fire that create with so much power. Music and melody growing inside of me. I am light, withhold nothing from you. Give me your life, watch me prove it to you. I'm gonna prove it to you. Live and be free. I melody. My melody, yeah. Love with all your heart. Love me with all your heart. We're never gonna crash. I made you in my image. You made from the world. My love, you're my love. You're mine, you're mine, you're mine. You're my girl. I made you in my image and in my likeness. I feel your heart. I formed you with beauty. I'm holding you with splendor. There's no other like you. Not quite like her. More than this body and more than your being. You're mine. This is your purpose. Yes, you are full of meaning. In the eyes of him that finds you, there is so much treasure, designed and refined beyond measure. No one in the world for something more than just pleasure. You stand the test of time. You're mine. You're mine. In your smile, there's delight and such joy. Girl, when you dance, nothing pleases me more. There's not another in the world like you. You're my angel. You're my girl. In your heart, the light of day. In your soul, melody, praise. In your voice, You're my girl, yeah. Don't you ever forget it, no. No matter what they say, I'm worthy. You're my girl. You are
Darkness falls across the land. Midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The foulest stenches in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
Vick Lavender, Vick Lavender, Vick Lavender. Wow.
It's coming.
WNUR 89.3 FM Vintage House Show. Vick Lavender just lit up the studio with a monster set. And of course, we're going to sit down with him and chop it up. Like, how did he get here? How did he get to this next level? We want to sit down with Vick, understand the blueprint, and get it all on record here, as we do every Wednesday night. WNUR Vintage House Show, 10 p.m. Central. The best in stories about the history, the business, the culture that is house music. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's your main man Mega hosting. tonight. Shout out to my partners in Vintage House, super duper executive producer Lauren Lowry, super exclusive, amazing DJ Lori Branch. They both stopped in because they had to check out my man Vic here for a second and say hello. And we, got to pay the bills. And so we now get a chance to talk one-on-one with Vick Lavender.
This one I'm talking to you?
Both.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So, Vic, we always start off the Vintage House show with understanding, like, how did you get here? How did you get started? What brought you into this genre? Although your vibe is a mixture of genres. It's sort of, I mean, not sort of, it doesn't necessarily fit in the single box. Talk to us about it.
I mean, I come from a large family, so I grew up on various different forms of music. Everything from Hendrix to the Mamas and the Papas to Funkadelic, Rick James, Earth, Wind and Fire, Quincy Jones, Pat Metheny. So, and as I became a teenager, I got into other various forms of music, New Wave, Depeche Mode, The Cure, The Smiths. So it's all kind of like a mixture of different genres of music, stuff that's influenced me throughout my career in production.
But is it fair to say that most of that has been rhythmic in nature, music that is danceable?
Yeah, definitely. Having an Afro-Cuban background and drums.
We gotta unpack that Afro-Cuban background a little bit.
It's like a family thing. The drums were always prevalent.
Yes.
And so it just made sense. To be honest, I didn't know it would have an effect on me until I started doing production.
Right. What year was that about?
I bought my first keyboard and drum machine. I was like maybe 18, 19. I got a summer job, saved up some money.
Yes.
And bought Elise's, and then
an MPC.
I bought the Kawhi. I think the K4.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah. But that's how I got started. And music is like for me, it's not a specific genre, but it's just the music that I love, the vibes I love. I try to without knowingly doing it, I was putting it into my productions. I didn't realize it until later on.
It was unconscious.
Yeah, it was kind of unconscious thing because that's how I grew up. So it was all kind of different forms of music, man. Jazz. So basically, you will always hear a jazz influence record.
Clearly, that's your signature.
A jazz influence record backed by R&B, or a lot of times I switch it around. It'll be an R&B based record. Yeah, with a lot of jazz influences.
Okay.
And so like when you add the Latin and the African Latin rhythms to it, then it kind of explains what I do.
Okay. And so you mentioned Afro-Cuban though. Are the roots of your family, your lineage, your heritage Afro-Cuban? Yeah. Have you been to Cuba?
No, not yet.
Have you sat in the studio with some Cuban artists?
I mean, I worked with some dope musicians. A guy by the name of Joe Rendon, right here, who was from here. Joe is dope, and obviously you met my guy Justin back here. So kind of
check out my man that wave to
you kind of
the child screw Justin.
Kind of off kilter, kind of off schedule. A lot of records that you heard, that was him playing.
Like all the instrumentation.
Yeah, dude is dope. So I work with dope musicians, man. I know my way around the keyboard, but this dude, if I know my way around the keyboard, he's like the driver.
Okay.
So like we work well together, and and like the stuff comes out. I like to give a shout out to Angel A, because that was the vocalist.
Oh,
that Angel A was the vocalist that you heard on the Girl record and also on the Rain.
I think we got some comments and check-ins. Let's see. That's Lori saying hey.
What's up, Lori?
Earlier we had Black Terry checking in, shouting you out. He said, "Play that ish, Vic."
My man, BT, what's happening?
And Angela, not Singletary.
No,
Okay,
Angel A.
another angel.
So
another angel. All right.
I've had a chance to work with some really, 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 really talented people. But like to get back into the family thing.
Yes.
We just grew up, and Sundays was Family All-Star Day, so it was nothing but Fania.
Yeah.
Cessa Aurora, Hector Lavoe, stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff in that vein.
Yeah. That's all you all listen to in your home.
Sundays.
Only on Sundays.
Yeah, only on Sundays.
And so talk to us a little bit about where in Chicago, because the neighborhoods, the high school, all of those things have a lot of influence on
I'm not
in the genre.
I'm not from the South Side of Chicago. I'm from the West Side.
Okay.
Of Chicago. We're both from the West Side.
West Side.
So it's kind of funny because a lot of people think I'm from the South Side, but I'm really not. So I don't have those ties that a lot of guys coming here might have. We were on a journey on our own. I was more influenced by producers than I was DJs. So Larry Heard,
yes,
Lil Lewis, Marshall Jefferson.
Okay.
Those were the guys that influenced me as far as production.
Yeah.
As but like as far as DJing, I wasn't allowed to go kick it. We grew up together. So I wasn't allowed to go kick it, just be out at all times.
Was Vick Lavender a sheltered young person?
My mom, but you know what? At first I was like, yo, I think I'm missing everything. But I didn't understand that by being in that atmosphere, it taught me, not saying that people are not individual thinkers, but it taught me to develop a lane.
An independent
lane. Now, it wasn't, there was no blueprint for me out West, seeing that I couldn't kick it the way a lot of guys did. So I only heard Frankie and Ronnie via cassette tapes.
Okay.
I didn't hear Frankie until I grew up and, was able to go hang out.
Get into the clubs.
And so I was experimenting as a DJ. I was playing stuff I was playing a lot of Tallow stuff. And so I had an older brother who was 5 years older than me. He was like, yo, man, you stop playing that shit. And then he gave me a Frankie Knuckles tape.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, man, this is, this is dope. I mean, everything from the tempo.
I was gonna ask
what elements. His tempo, his selection of records was, it was exquisite to me. So I kind of, later on, I sort of followed that template as far as tempo and just being able to select the right records at the right time.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, that jumps into, the question I was going to ask about some of the other influences on you outside of the long-standing genres of music.
Yeah. Well,
in house.
But Larry Heard.
Yeah.
Period. Yo, period.
Shout out to Larry.
Period.
Trying to get him back to Chicago on the show here.
When I heard Mysteries of Love, it was from an old cassette tape. And I was in the car with a bunch of buddies, and the tape had been dubbed over probably 100 times. So you could hear, but you could barely hear. But the first time I heard Can You Feel It?
Yes.
And then I went on to hear, he did the joint with Monty Oliver, which is Stay Close. But the record that blew my mind was What About This Love? That joint, it just totally blew my mind. So he was a major influence. He made me want to produce music. Now, Lewis made me believe I could produce music.
He gave you the confidence, or it helped instill the confidence?
You know what? He was,
or because you knew.
No, Lewis was visual.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like when you saw the album covers,
yes,
and you saw how dope they were, it looked like it was on a major label.
Yes.
And that was the first time that I'd ever seen that from a house artist. And, and not to mention his records are dope. Stuff like Funny How You Love, 6 a.m., which Larry had a huge hand in. So Larry and Lewis, and then Marshall Jefferson Jungle ones.
Those were
Major influences in
pivotal points in your musical journey.
Yep.
How did you learn the craft though of production? Right, you said you bought the the
just
Kawhi.
doing it.
Yeah,
There's
trial and error.
There's no blueprint that any one person can listen. First of all, you have to love it, and if you love it, you're gonna give it all like you'll give it the attention it needs. He'll tell you, I don't go to bed till 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm up working because I enjoy it.
Yes.
And so like you have to put the time in, and like you have to be willing to fail. And then by us being from Chicago, I can't speak for anybody else, but I didn't come up with a lot of money, so I had to teach myself how to produce music. I had to learn how to engineer mastering, which is big because that was the last thing I was able to do. Learn was mastering.
Okay.
That was the last thing. And once I learned that, I completed the cycle. I know how to put together music. I know how to, I know all the tricks and trades of drum programming. I know how to arrange. I know how to compose. And then JD is here. So basically he can play the shit that I can't play. But at the end of the day, I know how to put everything together.
Yeah.
And so it's just a labor of love, man. I can't write a book and tell you how I did it. I just know that I wanted to do it so bad until I just sat there. And it was a lot of trial and error.
And you taught yourself and you overcame any of the hurdles of
and there are a lot of
learning, the financial hurdles.
And so like I was talking to Lori and Lauren in the other room.
Yeah.
And I was just saying the game has changed over the last 10, 15 years where like you now, if you want to be successful in this business, you have to wear multiple hats. And that could be anywhere from 7 to 10 hats. Like you have to be the producer, you have to be, and like I get my own records pressed.
You're a label owner and operator.
Yeah. So I basically
you
get
have to master them in order to
I master them. I ship them off to the record pressing plant. I use Smash Plastic here in Chicago. I go pick them up. I take down all the orders, box them up, ship them out. And that's just one part of running a label.
Certainly.
And like you got the production aspect of it. You got the making sure everything sounds great. You have the working with other artists. I work with Angel. I work with Justin. I work with just a lot of people, man. So there are a lot of moving parts that you have to be able to kind of, like you have to prioritize this one when it's ready, that one when it's ready. So, like you like you have to do a lot of work.
So that set you put together,
included
in that set list were unreleased pieces.
All of them unreleased.
All of them were unreleased. Yeah. Will we get to at some point? Get access.
Yeah, we every record you hear will at some point be on vinyl.
Okay.
I have a double album coming out. It should be out by next summer, and so some of those songs will be like the remake of Rain, will be on the album, and like a few other joints I play will be on the album.
And you have to get permission? Do you have to, because those are covers essentially?
Well, think about it.
Re-edits.
No, that's not an edit. We replayed that.
Built the whole song.
Yeah, so like we took the vocal and just built around it.
Okay.
So like we didn't sample anything. Everything's played over again. So that's an ongoing process, but we'll see. But I'm quite sure we can get it out.
And that's why it takes time. You're putting in that excellence. Talk about Sophisticado Records as a destination for the artists that you work with. Why would they come to work with Vick Lavender?
I preference, I would imagine. We make music. Mm-hmm. And so it's not tracks or like it's like the process is rooted in substance. And pretty much anybody can do tracks. And with that being said, we just want to make the best music possible. So people who kind of gravitate to that genre of like stuff that we're doing, yeah, I mean, like feel free to give me a call. I mean, I'm working on my album. I'm also doing Angels. Angel has a she has an EP in the works, album in the works. So it's all about preference. It is not about. I never go into the studio saying I want to make the next hit.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, it's
Right. That's not the mentality
no,
you
it's not
go
the
in.
mentality.
Your creative process is about it's the musicality.
And the reason I started the reason I got into music production is the same reason I got into DJing, which is, and I would never tell a young cat this because it's a very selfish reason. I got into DJing because I didn't think anybody would play what I wanted to hear or not except me. That's why I got into it.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
But I think of production the same way.
Yes.
Nobody's going to make the type of stuff I want to hear specifically exactly how I want to hear, except for me. So I don't really go into a studio session saying I want to sound like this guy, I want to sound like that guy. I don't go into the studio, you know, like trying to make trendy music, records to the trends that'll be around for 5 years and
the shelf life.
Yeah, the shelf life of trends are like 5 or 6 years. So,
your music is sustainable.
Yeah, I like to think it is.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's what, you know, like for me, that's the most satisfying. I've had record labels come back to me and license records that I made in 2010. I'm talking about they licensed them today. In 2000, so like that tells me
that's a wonderful thing.
That tells me that the music I'm making has some substance and it has some shelf life.
Absolutely.
And that's, you know, one of the things that I'm most proud of.
And that's a hell of a thing to be proud of. I want to switch gears a little bit and ask you about performing, because certainly you performed the hell out of a set tonight. That was great. But there was a band, Mr. Ali.
A band that Jerry and I formed.
Jerry McAllister.
And J Mac, what's happening, brother?
Shout out to J Mac.
I think we started that 1998. Like that was the beginnings of it. But me and Jerry had the same vision. We wanted to do house music, but we wanted to add live instrumentation to it. Jerry knew some musicians, I knew some musicians, and so we were able to put it together.
You didn't just put it together; you had to book shows and get the band and artists.
So like when we were doing Green Dolphin, that was Radic. So here's the short story behind that.
Yes,
Radic owned a label called Nightlife Collective, and Nightlife Collective had an offshoot. No, take that back. Let me start over. Radic had a label called Dust Tracks.
Dust Tracks, okay.
Nightlife Collective was the soulful side of Dust Tracks.
Yes.
And so that's what Radic said. I wanted to make a soulful side for the type of music that you and Jerry, because at the time it was me, it was Mr. Ali, it was Glenn Underground, it was Kevin Everett. Those are three I could think of that were on Nightlife Collective. And so Radic put together a show at Green Dolphin.
Okay.
Where the show was every Thursday, and Mr. Ali and Kevin Everett would rotate. So Kevin might open up one Thursday, and then Mr. Ali, and so it went. Okay. I think we did that for like 3 years. It was that's
a great run.
Yeah, man, it was a crazy night. It was a very good night, man. Like
And so, what would you say is the status of Mr. Ali today?
I mean, like me and Jerry are still brothers. We you know, like we often talk about going back into the studio as a production team.
Yes.
And that's eventually gonna happen.
Okay. We
just have to find out, I'm just really crazy with other stuff that's going on with the label right now. So
your hands are full, the platters are full of vibrant, sultry, sophisticated music, as I like to say. Vic, we got to have you back because I'm sure there's many more stories that you can share about your musical journey.
Yeah.
But what a treat it was to have you lay
you for having
down
me, man.
40 minutes of
I think
a
it was
blazing
like 5
set.
records.
I
make
let's do the
long-
math.
I
right?
I make long records, man. So a 40-minute set might be 5 records for me. Yes. Yeah.
Well, no doubt.
Yeah.
Just drop information on how people can purchase the vinyl or
Yeah.
can check you out online, and we're gonna wrap up because we've got to get out of here for the next Street Beat show.
Yes, sir.
But we want to make sure people know how to find you.
Okay, so the vinyl you can purchase on the Vick Lavender Bandcamp artist page. So like you can go to my Bandcamp page and you can put the pre-orders in for the new music. It's also being sold at Groove Distribution, which is here in Chicago, and it's also being sold at Juno, which is in UK. So that's where you can find the Vick Lavender vinyl.
Gotcha. And no sets on some of the other platforms.
Well, DJing, I like to do that live.
Yep.
Do that live. So I'll be in South Africa. I'll be back in South Africa for the whole month of December.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, it's been an honor. You know, during the pandemic, we tried to get together during.
I think it was actually right before the pandemic. It was 2019.
Yeah, you're right. We were gonna.
It was 2019. It was right before the pandemic hit.
So this is a historic night at the Vintage House Show. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Check out more of Vick Lavender. Check out the replay of this show. Your main man Mega. Be sure to tune in to the Vintage House Show every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Central, WNUR, and everywhere you stream and where you get your favorite podcasts. Your main man Mega. Remember, house is a feeling.
Yes, sir.
And enjoy.
All right, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it, brother.
I enjoyed having you, and we are, thankful that you dropped some of those
hey, man,
insights.
Man. Yeah,
this is behind. We're a little time behind the scenes.
Okay.
Here.
All right, brother.
We gotta get a picture.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You got your camera.
We're gonna get out of. What's your name?
Hey, I'm Mitch. I'm so
Mitch?
sorry. I didn't want to interrupt or anything.
Oh,
this was really interesting. I was listening on the way over and everything.
Cool.
That was
Nice.
really cool.
You got your stick?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Oh yeah, you got it.
And you're in, and you want me to bring up the board for you now?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah, what's your name?
I'm Kevin.
Kevin.
My on-air name is Mega.
Mega?
Yep.
Nice. Nice to meet you.
I rotate with, I've got a whole crew for the Vintage House Show.
Oh, cool.
So,
Who is this?
Yeah.
Casio Ware?
Yeah. I think it's the Blaze mix.
Yeah, Buckhead mix.
again, thanks all for tuning in to tonight's episode, and be sure to check out the Vintage House Show on twitch.tv/the Vintage House Show, Facebook page, Vintage House Show on WNUR, and of course we're on YouTube as well as the Vintage House Show. Peace.
It's coming back. I feel like the 90s is coming back around.
This is the golden era of when this